This question, how long does a labour last, really does depend on the woman and her baby. A labour will last as long as it needs to last. That could be a few hours, it could be 12 hours, it could be 20 hours, it could be 40 hours plus. During this time, as long as the woman is breathing and she's calm and she's really coping with the labour very well, and there are no signs of distress to the baby or anything like that, then that labour could go on for as long as it needed to go on naturally, until the baby and the placenta were born. The only time that we'd need to worry is if the mother started showing signs of risk. For example, it could be things like high blood pressure, crazy pulse that could be high or low. It could be her temperature soaring, or she's having an infection, or she really just isn't coping very well with the pain and just would like to go to hospital. So for example, if she was bleeding. So something like this is the only time that we'd need to worry, and your midwife would be doing checks with you throughout to make sure that all your controls are fine, that baby's heart rate is fine, that baby's moving. And while ever this is happening, the focus on time is not important. The focus just needs to be on your body, relaxing, being in tune with your baby, birthing your baby in the time that your baby requires, and the rest, just leave it to nature. In Spiritual Birthing, written by Ina May Gaskin, in this book they referred to contractions as waves or rushes. At the moment we have negative connotation. When we think about contraction, we think pain, and then when we think pain, we think screaming and not able to control the pain. Yes, contractions are painful. However, they are necessary, and the pain has to be there in order to birth the baby, and you can't have your baby without the contraction. So the better way to deal with it is to change your perspective or your approach on how you see the contraction. When a contraction is coming, it's good to welcome it. Welcome the contraction. Breathe through it, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keep the breath rhythmic, keep it calm, keeping your body relaxed, oxygenating your body, your muscles, and oxygenating your baby. And allow them to come. They are almost like waves, where they come in and then they go out. And after each contraction, you get a moment to breathe normally, to come back into yourself if that's what you want to do in that moment. And just take a pause and a moment for relaxation. And then you can be open and welcome in the next contraction, because every contraction has a job, and the job it's doing is bringing you, with each contraction, one step closer to seeing your baby. You would like a natural birth and you're afraid of pain. So some ways that we could work with you, especially, is going to be through the hypnobirthing process. Hypnobirthing process will really help to remove mental blockages. It will help you to remove the negative connotations that you have around pain and feeling pain. If you're able to do this, the thought of pain quite often can be a lot more intense and fearful and create anxiety, more than the actual feeling of the pain itself, which is quite manageable when you're breathing through the contractions. And when you are in water, the water birth helps take the edge off the pain and helps the body to relax a lot more. And so hypnobirthing will help you to manage the pain, as will the water. And if you want to go natural, you could also use some herbal remedies that your midwife may be able to prepare, also homeopathic remedies that your midwife may be able to administer as well. So these are all natural ways in which you can deal with helping with the pain, but most of all, it's going to be creating positive associations with the pain, because it's your friend. And as I said before, it's required to bring your baby to you, and therefore you can focus in on it, use it to your advantage, because each contraction with each pain, it brings your baby one step closer to you. So many women come with their second baby after their first experience has been rather a traumatic one. Sometimes because it's been in the hospital, other times because it's been a cesarean. And what women don't want to experience in birth is trauma. So again, hypnobirthing is going to help to remove fear, the fear associated with the last birth, to remove anxiety and stress. It's also important to understand that every birthing experience is unique. Take me, for example, I've had 6 children, and no 2 births were identical. None. All 6 were very different. All the women that I have witnessed giving birth, all of their experiences were unique and different as well. And so this birth that you are preparing for is unique. And what happened in the last birth doesn't mean that it's going to happen again in this birth. And through a hypnobirthing process, we can remove those fears, remove those mental blockages, and really prepare you to see the beauty of what birth is and how it can be when you are prepared and when you are completely empowered. And this is actually the key thing. It's empowerment. And hypnobirthing helps to empower the woman, and good doulas help to empower women, as do traditional midwives. And what happened in your last birth was that you were most likely disempowered. And this is going to have a huge difference in making this birth the most beautiful birth that you would want to see.